Hey, Scruffy. Yeah, early again, huh? So you're at the door this time. Kind of quiet today, huh? So the weather is actually kind of nice. It's Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It's not overly hot. It's not cold by any stretch of the imagination. So I have the last of your what is it? The hearty cuts with real chicken and beef and kibble. Yeah. Got some meows for me, huh? Well, on the quiet side tonight, though. There's a chirpy meow. So I think I'm gonna go for a bike ride after I feed Scruffy. Yeah. So the weather it's good today. It's a little warm. I was thinking about going earlier, but it's still a little too warm. I'd rather go after I feed Scruffy, even if I have to worry about losing sunlight. But I'm a little early, so I might be able to actually get back before sunset. Okay, got the glove on. So yeah, a couple things, I guess, to talk about. So, yesterday I went for my run after I fed Scruffy, and I wanted to do a long run, and it turned out, in the end, to be a pretty good run. So, I actually did the full 5 laps. That's the first time since my injury, many, many months ago. It's probably like 10 months ago. It's actually probably been longer since I did the 5 laps, because I think when I was injured, I tried to. I, I didn't stop everything. I just tried to manage it. So I was reducing everything, hoping it would heal. But as it wasn't healing, I realized I probably need to stop everything. So it's probably been at least 10 months. It might have been maybe even a year. So I started off, first lap actually was unremarkable. It was a little slower than a good first lap. It's kind of a mediocre first lap, in fact. So I didn't have much faith for that run. I wasn't planning on doing 5 laps. I was thinking if I could make it through 4, call it a day. But since I was not doing well on that first lap, I wasn't even sure if I was going to make 4. So the second lap, I don't think was that remarkable either. Though I think towards the end of the second lap, I think I actually did start picking up the pace a little. By the third lap, I started noticing I was actually doing a little better. And then I think near the end of the third lap, I checked my time, and it looked like I actually made up a little bit of time from that third lap, or maybe the combination of the end of the second and third lap. So I was actually starting to feel pretty good about my run. So went into my fourth lap, And actually, for the most part, I was able to hold the pace. I think there were a couple places where I ended up stopping for a moment. But all in all, I was doing pretty well for a fourth lap. So then I had the big decision about what to do after the fourth lap. So last time I did this, I ended up splitting the difference. I did probably not quite half a lap, but almost 4.5 laps. And I called it a win. So today, or yesterday, I was trying to decide, okay, do I want to repeat that? Or do I want to try to push it a little further? So I was debating in my head if I wanted to push it further. Since I was actually feeling pretty good about the run. Wow. Scruffy sunk his claws into my glove that time. I felt that catch. So, Scruffy needs to groom. I don't know. Do I need to start thinking about the flea pills again? So anyway, I went into my fifth lap, and I was kind of thinking, maybe I should try to go for it. So I've been starting to do the tough hill climbs on my bicycle route, and I think they're actually starting to pay off because I think it's helping my runs. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to start pushing the runs a little harder too. Although I'm still going pretty slow, so that's a different issue. But I figured, well, I'm feeling okay. Probably need to push myself a little harder, and maybe I need to seize the opportunity because who knows if I'm going to continue feeling good in the future. So maybe I should run now and see if I can do it. And I finished. So I actually finished all 5 laps, and my time was terrible, but to my surprise, my time wasn't nearly as terrible as I thought it would be. So it's actually not my worst time. I've actually had worse. So yeah, it was a pretty big win. And I was also having trouble doing math in my head on that last lap because I was starting to think about, okay, actually, how far have I run and how fast am I going? I was trying to do the math in my head because I haven't done this in almost a year, and I actually forgotten what the distances are. I just count laps now. I don't even think about the actual real distance. And so I was trying to remember, okay, what is the actual distance? So I think one lap is 1 2/3 miles. And so I was trying to do the multiplication in my head, and I couldn't do it. I really struggled to do it. So I hear, it's a common thing when you're running, particularly long distances. Not that what I was doing was really long distance. Like I know marathon runners do real long distances. I'm nowhere near that. But it's what was it? 8 1/3 miles comes out to for 5 laps. So so long enough for me to not be able to do math. And then trying to compute the time per mile, that was too much for me. The problem with the fractions really made it hard. So anyway, it's a good run. I was very, very pleased with myself last night. So today when I woke up, my ankles were very tired. Legs are a little tired too, but it's mostly my ankles. So I wasn't actually thinking I was going to go out today, even though in the past, usually I'll do like a run and then a bike ride, and then depending on how I'm feeling, usually I'll do like one more run and then I take a day off. But if I'm feeling really fatigued, I'll take the day off then. But since I just took a day off not long ago, and then I think I just did a run, so I don't even think I had a bike ride in there. So I feel like I should do another bike ride, but since I'm kind of tired and sore from my run, I thought maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead. But so I did some pull-ups today, but yeah, I'm feeling a little anxious, so I feel like I need to get out. So my plan is to go for a bike ride, although I don't know if I'm going to push myself on the hard hill climb or not. So I think it's about food time here, huh? Okay, let's get your food. Okay, so you're standing on where I put the food. So let's see. Yeah, I saw Scruffy. Yeah, I saw Scruffy early this morning on the rocks. So I think he just got there. And yeah, he was not quite settled down, but he was grooming himself in different places. So the sun was out, so I guess he was trying to catch some sun. So yeah, the weather, it's kind of cool in the mornings now. So yeah, so I think he's going to go out in the rocks more often. But I don't know, we're actually supposed to get another heat wave in a few days. So we'll see. And then at lunch, I didn't see him. So I actually came out, didn't see him. I ended up walking around the table and looked around, looked into the garden, looked down the alley. Didn't see him anywhere. Looked under the table. So yeah, I spent probably a couple minutes out here, and then I figured he's hiding from me. So I went back in, closed the door, and then he shows up. So he's waiting for me to go away. So I went up to the water, drank the water, filmed him for a while. And then after he was done drinking to the water, he came up to the door and looked in and looked at me. So I always think that's weird. So he's waiting for me to leave, go away. And then he comes and then he looks at me, perches. Doesn't make any sense. So I didn't know what to do with him. So I stared at him a little bit. Actually, I tried not to give him direct eye contact. I know they don't like that. So, so when we did make eye contact, I would blink slowly, and then I'd turn away eventually, or he'd turn away. But yeah, eventually I just closed the blinds because I didn't know what to do with him, and I didn't want him sitting there all day, thinking I was going to come out or something. That'd be mean. So let's see. And other news. So yeah, so my freezer. So yesterday I had the repair guy helped me try to fix my dead freezer, and his instruction was to put a bottle of water in the freezer before I go to sleep. So hopefully it'd be frozen by the morning. So I kind of preempted that a little bit. So in the earlier part of the evening, I was checking the temperature because I put in those mechanical thermometers that I bought a while back, and I could tell that the freezer had gotten down, I think, to about 15 degrees, which um, is means something's working, but at the same time, it's not cold enough. It's not. It should be closer to zero, in my opinion. So anyway, I decided I was going to put in a bottle of water early. So I put it in, and then I think through the evening, I noticed that it started getting warmer, and eventually, yeah, the freezer actually has its own built-in alarm, so if it gets too warm, yeah, an alarm goes off. And and yeah, I got up to 25 degrees, and I was kind of growing concerned. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. So I tried turning up uh, the dial to make it colder. So I think it was on. So the repair guy set it to 5, and it goes up to 7, I think. So I cranked it up to 7. Checked back, I think in an hour or so. Didn't really seem to make much of a difference. I think I cranked it down to 6, just because it didn't seem to make much of a difference, and I was just gonna keep looking at it. I think before I went to bed, um, it got down, I think, back to I think about 15 degrees again, but the alarm was still on. So yeah, there's a switch you can turn. There's a light that is a visible light alarm, and then there's a switch that you can toggle that will turn off and on the sound alarm. So the sound alarm is really annoying, so I turned it off. But the light was still on, and I put one more jar of water in there. I also decided to put the chemical blue ice type stuff in there because I need to freeze that too if it works. I'm also thinking maybe thermal mass might help because maybe when I open the door, all the cold air gets out and it needs more thermal mass to kind of stay cool. I don't know, but so I decided to put a few more things in. So this morning when I woke up, it was 10 degrees and the water had frozen, and the alarm had turned off. But I'm still concerned that yeah, it's not getting under 10 degrees. So I cranked up the dial again for a little bit, and it didn't really seem to get down any further. Maybe like 1 or 2 degrees, but I don't trust that thermometer accuracy enough to really for that small amount. I put more water in there. I put a few more things to add some thermal mass in there. So I have some peas, and I have a container of flour and a container of crushed red peppers. So I read that you can put those types of things in the freezer to prolong their life. I remember when flour was really hard to get, so that's why I started refrigerating it or freezing it, just so it lasts longer in case you have another food shortage. But I thought it'd also help with thermal mass, so I put some things in the freezer. Not a lot, but a few things. So far, the alarm has stayed off most of this day, or all the entire day, as far as I've been watching it. But yeah, I try not to open it too often. just because I know it's going to screw up my measurements. But when I have checked it, yeah, it doesn't seem to get under 10 degrees. And then my repair guy, he called this afternoon, check up on it. So I told him what was going on, and he's just saying, okay, yeah, don't touch anything. Keep watching it. I'll call back tomorrow, see what happens. So that's where that is for now. So, yep, Scruffy's not sticking around tonight. Okay, I guess that means I'm going for a bike ride, huh? So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.